So we were learning about errors, and first type of error, there are two types of error. One is systematic errors and another type is random errors. Systematic errors can be because of instrumental reason, due to imperfection in experimental technique or procedure, or due to personal bias. An important thing about systematic errors is they are in one direction. That means they are either positive or negative. Now, what about random errors? These are called random errors because they are random. They can be positive as well as negative. So, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. And how can we remove them? Simply by averaging out. Least count error. Least count error is generally a type of random error, but it could be also a systematic error. So we have to keep in mind this least count of error, and using a much precise instrument, instead of using a meter scale, if you use vernier calipers, then we can reduce this error. Now let us come to next topic, that means calculating these errors. That means till now we have understood what are errors, but how can we calculate errors? This is our next topic, how to calculate absolute error, relative error and percentage error. There are three types of error. So let us understand each type of error. Suppose we do some experiment, okay, and the several measurements. So we do the same experiment several times and we get these measurements a1, a2, a3 and so on. Now if we take average, what is the average value? We add all of them and divide by n. This is called mean value or average value, or simply we write in form of summation 1 to n, that means ai divided by n. Now this is because it is reasonable to suppose that individual measurements are likely to overestimate or as to underestimate the true value of the quantity. So why we are averaging? Sometimes we get higher value, sometimes we get lower value, so they will get cancelled out. So averaging the overall values is a good technique to get the much more accurate value. The magnitude of the difference between the individual measurement and true value of the quantity is called absolute error of the measurement. So what we are saying here, suppose there is a true value of any quantity, okay, there is a true value, and that individual measurement that we have done, the difference of that is called the difference of them is called absolute error in the measurement. Suppose we have some standard value, then we can easily calculate with that by comparing that true value. Suppose a student is measuring the acceleration due to velocity, due to gravitation, that means g. So true value of g is 9.81 meter per second square. Now that students measure this value, g is equal to 9.75. So what is absolute error? So we take a difference between these two value. This is measured value, this is true value. So we take a difference, and what is difference? Difference is 0.06 meter per second square. See, the error have same unit as the quantity. So this is absolute error in the measurement of g. Here we have the true value of g. Suppose we are doing some new experiment and we don't have true value, then what we will do? In that case, we will assume that mean value that we have calculated by this a1 plus a2 and so on divided by n. So we will assume that the mean value is true value and we will take the difference for each of those value. So difference delta a1, that means absolute error in first value, is a1 minus mean. Absolute error a2 minus mean. So we are subtracting mean from all the quantities. In this way we are calculating error in each and every measurement. So sometimes delta A calculated from above method may be positive and negative. So suppose this mean value is lower than measurement, then what we get? We get a positive value. If in case this mean value is higher than that individual measurement, then we get a negative value. But what we do to absolute error, we remove this sign, we use this mod of A. Now what is the meaning of this symbol? This symbol is that we consider only the value, we remove the symbol or sign. So suppose if delta A is positive 1, so meaning of this is that we get 1, and this is always positive. Suppose delta A is negative 1, again if we put this symbol, that means we take only the positive value. The symbol of these two lines is called mod. So this absolute error is always positive. Error can always be positive. Error is never negative. The arithmetic mean of all absolute error is taken as the final or mean absolute error of the value of the physical quantity A. It is represented by delta A mean. So now we have calculated all these errors. And we have taken the mod. By taking mod, we are making it a positive quantity. After that, we take arithmetic means as we have done for the value. So what we do, we add error 1, error 2, error 3 and so on up to n error and divide by n number of. So same thing we do for error. So as we have calculated the average value, we calculate the average error. So that is called absolute error and absolute average error. If we do a single measurement, the value we get in the range of this plus minus this. So average value plus average value of error. So this is the way of writing a quantity, average value of the quantity plus minus, because error can be plus or minus both. So plus minus that average error. So that is, we get a quantity is equal to average value of the quantity plus average value plus minus average value of the error in that quantity. Let me show it this way. So suppose a measurement is done for G, and this average value, suppose we don't have the standard value. So we took first the average value of the measurement. We did 5 measurements and average value we get 9.75. And then we calculated what is the average error, and that average error comes out to be 0.18. So this is the way we write G is equal to, any quantity is equal to average value of the quantity plus minus, also minus, plus minus average value of the error, or A mean minus this must be less than average value, less than true value, must be less than A mean plus delta A mean. So what is the meaning of this line? Meaning of this line is that value of any physical quantity A is lie between this plus average error, average value minus average error. So that means, suppose if we write this G like this, 9.75 plus minus 0.18. So that means value of minimum value of G could be 9.57. So we just reduce this, and if we add this quantity we get 9.93. So value of G lies between 9.57 and 9.93. So first time we subtract this average error from average value. Next time we add this average error in average value and we get the value, and we say that value lies between, value is somewhere in between these two values. This is the meaning of this line. So but there are some problems with the absolute error, so sometimes we use different type of error. Instead of absolute error we often use relative error or percentage error. So this was absolute error, that means how much error is there in a quantity. The relative error is the ratio of mean absolute error to the mean value. So what we do, we divide this error by mean value, average error divided by value, then it is called relative error. Now what is the benefit of using this relative error instead of absolute error? Because suppose a quantity is very large, suppose 987, and error is suppose plus minus 10, and we have a very small quantity, suppose 5.7, and here error is plus minus 1.3. So if somebody asks you what is the error, so you will say plus minus 10, here you will say plus minus 1.3. So problem is with absolute error, here error looks very big. So if you say error is plus minus 10, but if you see that quantity itself is very big, this error is very less in comparison to this quantity, around 1%. But if you see this error in comparison to this quantity, even though this absolute error looks very small, this error is very large in this small quantity. So this is around 20% or more than 20% of this value. Here it is around 1%, here it is around 20% of this value. So even the absolute error looks big here, but absolute error looks small here. That's why we use term relative error and percentage error. So we can compare that who is doing better experiments. Suppose there are 3 students and they are doing different experiments, and one says that my error is plus minus 10, another one says my error is plus minus 1, and third one say my error is plus minus 20. So we will say that person who has the least error has done better job, but they are doing different experiments, there can be different quantity associated with the measurement. That's why we do the relative. Suppose if we do the relative measurement or we calculate the percentage, maybe the person who got the lowest absolute error has the highest percentage error. So that is a much better way to calculate or to report errors in any quantity.